right,
This
I'm recording.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay. I'm just pulling up the agenda. Give me 1 second. We're missing Angela and...
I'm here.
No,
Can you
Angela's there. We just can't see
you're
her.
there.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
wondering
great.
why nobody saw me.
We can't
You
see
have to go to the sidebar and push
Ah.
it
Can you
and
see
turn
me now?
on your video. Okay, great.
I think it's working now.
Perfect. We're good to go then. I open this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, March 1st, 2021 at 5:32 p.m. First things first, we go through roll call.
Jenny Druckman.
Here.
Juanetta Hill. Bill Higgins.
Here.
Karen Schumacher.
President.
Sharon Stetter.
Here.
Amy Britt.
Here.
Angela Rockefeller.
Right here.
Leslie Johns.
There she is.
Yep.
Here.
And Nina Williams present.
All right, excellent, guys. We do have a call to the public, but Jason, I'm assuming that you're going to speak on your item. Is that correct? You're muted, but that's okay. We'll speak on your item, okay? So the first thing, we're going to go to item 1, approval of the minutes of the February 1st, 2021 meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes of the February 1st, 2021 meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Bill got to it first. Bill seconded. All ayes.
Aye.
No
Aye.
nays. The motion approved. We approve the minutes of the February 1st, 2021 meeting. So we have item 2. So before we start item 2 or any of the other items that are soon to follow, we have a few other people present this evening. You guys, we started approving grants on a rolling basis, and so we have our first few people who are going to do that this evening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the agenda item, and then I'm going to open it up to them for a brief synopsis of their project, and then I'll allow all of you guys to ask them questions, and then we'll go from there, okay? That sounds good?
Okay.
The first one we have this evening is actually the person that we do not have here. We have Rita Berry. Is she present?
Yes. No.
No. But it's item 2, discussion and possible action regarding grant application received for 2021 funding in the amount of $500 to Rita Berry for the Best Kept Secrets of Bisbee, which will showcase Bisbee's varied and unique artists, performers, and musicians. She's not here in the past. We have we have tabled items like that because we really do like the people to be present when we, talk about approval. So it's up to you guys how you want to do that. Rita Berry did have a project in the past that was very successful that we funded. You guys are familiar with that?
Yes.
You remember the last, I can't remember the title of it. One of it. Do you remember the title of it?
Oh, wow. I was in it, so I should. But it was the history of Bisbee and dance or something like that.
I think it was the history of Bisbee. So what where I feel like going with this is, I'm motioning to table it until she's here present to answer questions.
I'll second that motion.
So I motion to table the discussion and action of the grant application for 2021 funding for Rita Berry until she's present at the next meeting. Bill seconded it. Do I have an ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? It just doesn't work unless they're here because people always have questions about what we're funding. So keep it going along. We have item 3, discussion and possible action regarding grant application received for 2021 funding in the amount of $500 to the Friends of the Copper Queen Library for History of the Copper Queen Library photo mural display. And we have the wonderful Jason here. He's our librarian at the library.
Hi, guys.
Hey. Hi,
Thank you
Jason.
so much for joining us this evening. I'm going to turn it over to you for just a brief synopsis of what you're asking for funding for.
Okay, so thanks for having me, you guys. What we want to do is create a wall mural with old photographs of Bisbee, mostly like the old iterations of the Copper Queen Library, so the first and second building, and then put some regular Bisbee photographs in as well, onto a wall that's on the third floor of the library. So the wall it's big. It's going to be 19 feet long by 8 feet high, and the pictures will be enlarged, so they would be actually almost immersive. So we want to put this on the wall where our Southwest collection lives, and that's where a lot of our local interest books are anyway. So what we intend to do is work with Bridget Shanahan, a graphic artist, to scan and arrange the photographs with some text in it as well, to show what the picture is of and the time that it was taken, so the year probably. And then we would send that off to get it printed on adhesive vinyl. So it's almost like wallpaper. So it adheres to the wall, and it will come in pieces, but when it's put up, it will look like one photo mural.
Like it.
Does
Do I
the
have any
third
questions?
floor, is the third floor, I keep thinking, that is, public has access to that as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if you think about the library, the post office is on the first floor, and we're on the second and third. So, yeah, and we've really spent a lot of time over the past few years just making the library, we get a lot of visitors off the street, but making it more interactive with art displays, our Pritchett Art Gallery, and just different pieces of history. And our idea behind this is we have a lot of these photos in collages. The photos are really small, and then this we enlarge them to the point of they become almost truer than as life.
I think it sounds wonderful, and so I move to approve that grant funding for
Want to read the whole agenda item?
Okay, I move to approve.
But make sure you include friends. Make sure you include friends of the Copper Queen Library.
Okay.
That's important because it's not, we can't, we're supporting the Friends of the Copper Queen Library and not the Copper Queen Library. So just add that to what you're about to say.
Okay. I move to approve the grant funding application for the Friends of the Copper Queen Library in the amount of $500 for the History of the Copper Queen Library photo mural display by Bridget Shanahan. I think it sounds fantastic.
I
Do I have
I second it.
Angela seconds that?
Oh, Angela.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Yeah, thank you, Jason, for your very cohesive application. So we all had a really good idea of what you wanted before you even came this evening.
Awesome.
And so I think that we all love the idea of supporting the library.
Awesome. I appreciate it, you guys. It's going to be fantastic.
And as you are a city employee, you realize too, of course, that funding takes a little while. So we do have to get approved by the city council, which
Right.
usually is not a hurdle, but it does take a little time. So I would expect your check within the month, right?
Awesome. Appreciate it, you guys. You guys are doing great.
And
Great work.
Jason, just as a, of course, when you do that project, you do have to include something about the fact that it was funded by the Bisbee Arts
Yep.
Commission. We do ask for that. And then, of course, your final, whatever documents you have when you turn in your final report.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you all. Hi, Taki.
Hiya.
Hi.
All right. You're welcome to join us or you're welcome to leave, of course, Jason. Your choice. As we move along to item 4, discussion and possible action regarding grant application received for 2020-2021 funding in the amount of $500 to Judy Murray, Yotaki, for, and correct me if I'm wrong, Yotaki, when I pronounce this word, Sincere Story Pocket.
Very good. Yes. Ken Seal.
So same thing as Jason. If you can give us a brief synopsis of what your project is and how it's going to interact with the public, that's great.
Okay, my project is to make story pockets. Here's one example. And I saw these when I was in Ireland. People were making them, and they were called BD pockets. And what it is it tells a story about anything in your life that's important to you. It's a way of communicating. It could be about travel. It could be about a person. And during it, people exchange buttons or charms or whatever, and sometimes they give away the pockets. What I would like to do is have the people of Bisbee have, oh, sorry, I thought I turned that off. The people of Bisbee tell a story, something that's important to them. And this way, with the pocket, it also includes the story. The way I want to go about it is get money for 50 pockets and advertise so people will know what I'm doing, set up a website, and what I've started to do is use WordPress and explain what the project is, explain how they get a pocket, and when they get a pocket, have some materials with that pocket that they can use to, begin their process. And what I'd like to do is have the progress on the website so that anybody, anywhere can see what we're doing. People can post their progress. I can take photographs. I'd also like to do a video of the whole thing, and perhaps when we get out of the pandemic, be able to take that around and show it in various places. So on the website, there would be a page for a background on how the project came about, the instructions, information, a place where people can trade buttons or charms or anything they want to, and contact other people that are working on it. And then have a outdoor pop-up type show where if the people who participate are willing to have their pockets on display for others to see. And the timeline for it would be the first month to set up the website and to get a hold of all the materials that are needed. And then the second month to do the advertising and PR and hand out all the materials. The people will have 2 months to do their pocket and create the story or explain what their pocket is about. And then I would be doing the 5th month interviews and videos and putting everything together. All during the time, things will be going up on the website, and then complete the video on the 6th month, and the 7th month would be the project finalization, and hopefully be able to have an outdoor display.
Thank you very much, Yotaki. I'm going to open it up to questions from the commissioners.
Can I ask a question? Yotaki. Hi, this is Sharon. I wondered, what will our monies, our $500 grant to you, be covering of this? Sounds like a really intensive project. So explain it a little bit. Go ahead.
Sorry, my connection is not very good and it gets choppy. So
what are you saying?
Ask,
I didn't understand you.
What technical issue moment. So if everybody who's not speaking can mute themselves at this moment, because there's some sort of weird feedback occurring. That's what's happening, I think.
Okay, I'll ask again for the sake of maybe being for some clarity. You're asking for $500. This sounds like a really interesting and also involved project, and I don't know what portion will we be funding. There's a website involved, there's advertising involved, so are we funding the materials to create the items? Are we funding? Yeah, just really, I think if we start with that, and are these pieces then handed on to the next? So they get moved. I'm not quite sure I understand how this comes about. I'm not sure. So say it again.
Okay. So the money would go to buying the pockets, just a plain pocket, and some embroidery thread, embroidery needles, and some buttons so people have something to begin with and they don't feel like, now what do I do? They have an idea of what to do. And the money would cover 50 pockets. Also advertising and the cost of printing flyers, putting information out so that people know about the project, know what's happening. The reason I chose WordPress is because it's a free website and I could put everything up there for free, so there's no cost for the website. And the other portion of the money would be to get memory cards and things to take the videos and the photographs with so that I can make the video and post onto the website so it can be seen. So basically, the money I'm asking for would cover the advertising, the flyers, and the materials to make the pocket.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to hand these pockets to people. You'll have made the pocket, they get them, and then they get to work on them.
Correct. And they can add anything they want, their own, hopefully they will, their own material, trim, buttons, whatever it is. I'll talk about on the website the history so they can see on the website what's happening. And when they collect a pocket, either, I'll find a place to hand them out, or if I do it one-on-one, there's a card for them to fill out, and each pocket has a number, and it will be followed by the number. So whoever has pocket number 1, I'll know who that is and how their progress is and what's happening. And if somebody wants to use an artistic name rather than their actual name, that's fine, because I don't know what story they're going to tell. It might be something personal, but it could be something about Bisbee. It could be something about life since they've been in Bisbee. It could be anything they want. And as far as the age goes, if you can use a needle and thread, then you can get a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to point out, too, that in the application,
Right,
there's a very detailed breakdown of the financials. Yotaki did go through that process and tell us exactly how she was going to spend her money. So,
I apologize. I didn't see that. I've been out of town. I literally just got back to town. I didn't see the proposal. I do apologize. So I should look for it.
And so if anybody has any questions too, I just pulled it up because I have the breakdown of the financials. So it's all materials for the most part, except for publicity.
Mm-hmm. Is there a story you started to mention? You saw this done in Ireland. Is there a tradition or a story that will help me understand it? That I can look it up or something?
Yes, the Irish travelers, which are often mistakenly called gypsies,
Right.
as they go around, they exchange buttons, they exchange things, and they make these pockets. Originally, they were worn either under the skirt or in an apron, and it was either given away as a gift or kept as a keepsake and handed down in the family. But I'll post that story on the website. So when you sign up for a pocket, you also get access to the website so you can find out all the information and my contact information if you have any questions. With the embroidery thread, I'll be posting examples of stitches because different stitches represented different things, water, mountains, people. The French knot would represent people in your life.
Well, I think it sounds really ambitious and really worthy of funding. So,
And as a reminder for all of our, Amy, I'm going to let you speak 1 second, but as a reminder for all our commissioners, the main thing that we look for in grant applications too is interaction with our community. And I think that's a really nice example of interaction. But Amy, go ahead, please.
I just wondered what kind of items are inside of the pocket and how those are shared.
There, inside the pocket is whatever you want. The story is on the outside. This story is about a woman who always wears cameos and feels a real affinity with cameos. She's also a dancer, and she talks about her 3 parts of self, her child, her adult, her older self, and this is her garden, her place in life, and one of the words she uses very often is the word peace. This is somebody in Bisbee, not me, that did it. And another example would be, this is a young man who came back from South America, and so he put frogs on and little trees, and because now he's into plant medicine and healing, things of that sort. So in the pocket is whatever you want to put in it, but the person who makes the pocket, it's up to them what they want to do with it after. But I want them to write or tell me the story so that I can put the story, say, pocket 1, this is the story about my travel to South America and learning about medicine plants.
I wonder, oh, sorry, can I ask one more thing?
Please.
I wonder if maybe the theme could be, it's none of my business really what people want to do as an artist. I like them to have their freedom, but on the other hand, I wonder if there could be a Bisbee theme to it. Not that it has to be, or if there was a theme that would bring these pockets into a more cohesive, for when you do get to display them, that the story gets very intertwined and very community conscious, which I think is a really good idea for building community. So that's why I like it. So I think it's great, but wonder if there's a way to make it more specific within the community. I don't know.
I like the freedom of,
yeah.
I like the freedom of giving people, these are all only going to people of Bisbee, not Palominas or anywhere else. And they have the freedom to write about their life in Bisbee, what brought them to Bisbee, whatever. But sometimes we have a story to tell, and that's what makes each of us as citizens of Bisbee unique and individual. And it's a way of communicating with each other. And if you did a pocket and it has a certain story, I could find out about that piece of you that I don't know. And that's what makes us a unified community.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you so much. Do I have a motion?
Somebody else motion. I'm motioning all the time.
What's your rule?
But I motion that we do it. Okay, I've got to pull it up.
I was motioning, but I was on mute. I moved to grant funding for the application from Judy Murray in the amount of $500 for, what is this called? Sin Seal Story Pockets? Is that how you're describing that?
And Ken Scale Scale is Irish for what's your story. It's a green.
Ken Scale, okay.
Okay, and that's spelled CENSESCEAL?
Correct.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Then congratulations, Yotaki. Once again, as you know, it takes a little bit of, it takes about a month to get the funding from the city, but we're happy to support you. And we will be very happy to hear about, how it goes afterwards when you do your final report.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my charger for my computer. So hold on 1 second, you guys. All right. So now it's just us. So that was the first go around about grant funding, which, as you can see, is an interesting process. The thing is that we should all look forward to this is going to be an ongoing thing for the next year because of the way that we're doing this. And so it's pleasurable because you do get to give money to people who have projects, you know. And I thought, Sharon, you did a great job of asking some questions.
Excellent.
I just want to point out some of the main things that we look for is community interaction, you know. If somebody's just making a work of art in their studio by themselves, that really doesn't apply to what we do, you know. So we're looking for people who are interacting, and those both, you know, we're pretty applicable in that way. So does anybody have any questions about the grant process?
It would be tough to say no. That would be a tough one to do.
You know, as somebody who is the most judgmental person that I know about art, this has become a really cathartic process about letting go of that and just supporting people in creative activities.
Yeah.
You know, when we have denied or we have tabled things, it's mostly based on the fact that, like, it didn't happen in Bisbee. That's like a no-no. Or that it didn't have any interaction with the community. And so in the past, like Yotaki, for instance, she did another project where she made a book with the library. She, you know, volunteers with the library and does art classes. And so we're pretty solidified on her ability to interact with the community in that way. But saying no is hard, and we have done it. I'm kind of trying to remember when. And once again, I apologize for eating during this, but I just got off of work. So I apologize for my popcorn eating, but I had to do something.
Oh, share some.
Yes. You're really close, Sharon. You can come over here.
I'm in Phoenix.
No, never mind. No popcorn for you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you guys have any questions about the grant process, the application that's on the City of Bisbee website is the best way to get familiar with it because it really sort of directs people towards the way they should go. And there's quite a few questions. And so when you look at people's applications, you'll start to realize, you know, we kind of force them through the process of asking themselves, like, what it is they're doing for their community.
Good.
Yeah. And so I foresee that we're going to have more of those. You know, I expect a couple of those every meeting for the next few months.
That's good.
And the thing about Rita Berry, just as a reminder, is
I can't hear you. You just muted.
Lost.
Karen,
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. She goes, okay.
She's like, why is everybody waving?
She's muted.
oh no.
Shoot.
You are.
Now we see what happens when we lose Karen.
oh God, wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Yeah, now we can.
Can't.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what that was. That was weird. I'm on a Mac and it didn't go out. It's the internet probably. Anyway, regardless, if anybody has any questions about, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Yes.
anybody has any questions about the grant process, just let us know, okay? So, and if I start going out, please raise your hands because, Jesus,
Okay.
I think
You
I went
started to make a comment about Rita.
Yes.
Oh, it was just, we need people. I feel like it's appropriate that people are present when they're receiving funding.
Right. Because they're making big questions. And
Exactly. And so we kind of went through this default the last few years. Sharon's aware and Bill's aware, where if people aren't present, we don't give funding because we wait until they come and we can ask them questions. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, with that said, and me going on to a monologue, I'm going to item 5, updates and discussion of the SIG art machine. I turn it over to Commissioner Stetter.
Yeah, the machine's just doing great. Nothing really to tell you. I'm always excited to get any new art if anybody knows anybody that wants to put work in the machine just to have as backup because sales are good. I was gone for a week. I'm just back, and so I'll check the machine when I get to Bisbee tomorrow or Wednesday. But before I left, it had about $360 in it. So again, on track to do its usual $500-600 a month. I'm creating a little mini museum that's going to go in the case next to the machine. That's going to have the little mini artworks in a little mini museum setting so people can actually see the actual pieces. The poster, I'm having a hard time having the poster be the way for us to get that known. So it's just a good thing. Yeah, I think it'll help with sales. So we'll give it a go. Kurt's building it. No big deal. Got him to work.
Let us know if you need to pass if you need anything, anything covered.
I need someone with good handwriting. I might ask Steve Miller again to do the art. The artists are going to have a piece on each one of these in this little mini museum, and then their names will appear on the wall next to, like if you were a ghost. So that's what I'm working on, something silly. But that's it. That's all I know. Please help me get new artists. That would be great.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Sharon. So then we'll go on to the update on the Poets Corner. Commissioner Druckmann.
Well, I listened to the Poets Corner today. It's going fine. There's nothing really to report. The show is set for 19 weeks, every Monday and Thursday at 1 p.m. And there's another time that it re-airs, but
Yeah, it was supposed to be on Friday. Jenny, do you hear me?
I hear you, but I don't remember what time on Friday.
Anyway, apparently it didn't air. Ken Bow wrote to me to tell me that it didn't air on Friday at the posted time. So I'm just letting you know that he's letting me know. It didn't. Okay, so.
I can check on that because I didn't listen for it on Friday, but I'll look into that. So I don't know if people have heard it, but every week is different, and it's been really entertaining.
Yeah.
That's great, Jenny. And what are you thinking about? So once you're done with this 19 weeks, what would you like to air after that?
I would love some suggestions or thoughts. I could probably reach out to Allison Williams because I think she would probably have some ideas where to go from here.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yeah, just to keep it going, that would be great. If we can think of any other things to report.
Yep.
Any questions, you guys?
Nope.
All right, then thank you so much, Jenny. We're going to move to item 7, update regarding the comic strip to be put in the Bisbee Observer. We're going to hand that over to Commissioner Hill.
Well, whoa. I didn't think it would be as difficult. I did post on Bisbee Facebook today asking for individuals that would be interested in it. So far, we only have one person who said that he would be interested in doing this, but he needs, that's, let me make sure I get his name right. That's Lance, yes. But he did not have any cartoons completed. And so that was last month, and I reached out to him again, and he said he needed about 5 weeks or so to create them. And I have not gotten anyone else to express any interest at all. Pablo said he can't do it.
Why did Pablo say he couldn't do it?
He said he was overextended He had too many commitments right now.
Well, I know that Bronwyn has another one or two to
Who?
Bronwyn DeCampley, my daughter-in-law. She has more to do. And did you talk to Poe Dismuke?
Yes.
And he said no?
Yes, that's correct.
Would not do it?
Correct.
We're gonna have to poke him.
I gotta poke Poe. Okay.
Just bag him.
So, let's see. I'm looking at, Poe said no, Carolyn said no, Lance said yes, Pablo said no, and no one else
Responded.
responded.
What about Lance? Wasn't there, what's his name? DePlume? No,
Yeah, this we're talking about Von
Yes.
Plume.
That's
Yeah.
Lance.
okay.
That's Lance's name.
Mhm.
So 1 out of 2, I will say that I don't know if you did this, but the way to get the word out is also to posting on your personal. I don't know if you posted also on the community pages.
I just went ahead and posted it on the community pages. We've got 3. One that says community, one says political, and there's another one. And they said I had to be approved to be on there to post. And so far, some have been several months before saying that I'm approved to be on there. I
There's
posted it on my personal Facebook page as well.
Let me see if I can scare up some people too. I know Sharon can too, you know.
I wanted to mention that Nina forwarded to us this the newspaper in Sierra Vista, the Herald.
Yeah.
The site that they're calling Neighbor as a community.
Yes, I went to that open house, or virtual open house that the Sierra Vista Herald did.
How do we feel about expanding our outreach to beyond Bisbee, or do we use Bisbee artists? Maybe this would be a way to entice more artists to do it, saying that because it looks like we would be able to put that artwork onto that community page that is called Neighbor. So it would not only just appear in the Bisbee Observer, but it would appear over there. And maybe that would encourage more artists to want to get their work exposed. I don't know.
Well, I had a number of people from Sierra Vista that were very excited about submitting cartoons.
Uh-huh.
And I told them that it was just for Bisbee artists. But if we opened that up, because the art would be in the Observer, so wouldn't that meet our guidelines as well?
Well, I think it's a question for legal, because Nina, we're really supposed to keep our funding within the city of Bisbee, right?
Yes, I believe so. I'll check the code tomorrow, but I believe you enhance and throughout the community.
Yeah.
But I think it would help if the artists, if Poe or somebody knew that we could actually reach out of our own community by putting it on that free Sierra Vista, website. That could be interesting. Bisbee reaching out from just beyond our little Bisbee Observer but it's still Bisbee artists, only Bisbee artists. I don't know.
Maybe Bisbee artists. You're suggesting then that we publicize it outside of Bisbee.
We put it on that as the Bisbee Arts Commission. We're being invited to contribute to this website. This actually it's more one of these social media sites. But if whatever we choose to put in the Observer, once it's in the Observer, could also then be put out to. It's just something that I don't know, a little more outreach that might interest artists to participate a little bit more. Saying, hey, we can post.
I think that's
yeah.
So advertisement is, it sounds like we're saying that we can advertise in the Sierra Vista Neighbor magazine, which will also be online.
What we're saying.
It has a section that says Bisbee.
No, we can put it out. There's an email that we all received today about it's a little bit complex to explain in that sense, but I think you received it too. So we would be able to take those comics and just not only put them in the local paper, but also put them through this other organization that's existing, so we could offer that. But I think one edit too is that we should probably I should find a few people to help to put comics in. I know there's more people out there that are willing to do that. So,
yeah, we just need looking. We'll help you, Juanetta.
Yeah, we're gonna think about it and help you and send some people your way.
Yeah. If you don't mind administering it, we'll help you get the artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who got the email?
Pardon me?
Who got this email? Was it to all of us?
It got sent
No,
to
it only went to the chair and the vice chair, but I can send it out tomorrow.
Okay, I just wondered.
Can you send it out to the rest of them so they can see what it is? Because that'll make it easier to explain. But yeah, Juanetta, Sharon and I are going to brainstorm and come up with some people too, because that's one thing that we know some people we can definitely get to make comments. Right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be in touch in the next few days. Any questions about that? About pulling the teeth of artists. Item 8. Update and discussion on local artist video project. Commissioner Brett.
Okay, so Karen put me in touch with a local artist, Lori McKenna, to use as a guinea pig for this project because, it's all new to me. I've never made a video, hadn't done this, and so I did make a video, and it's 6 minutes long. I wish I could share it somehow. I was hoping I could share it with y'all if you had 6 minutes.
Yeah,
I
you want
have
to
it in a drop.
Can you
Pardon?
share it? Can you share it via this meeting?
Can I what?
Are you able to share it through this meet? Like, can you share it through this meeting?
I'm trying to see. Hold on just one.
If not, this way you can always email it to us too.
Well, I do have it's in a Dropbox link, and so it was a big learning experience for me to put it together, and I used my iPad, never used it for that, and I learned that it's pretty amateurish. I know I showed it to Laura. I thought it was cool, but I could see where I could improve. And Lori thought the quality of the... Oh, Dan, hold on. Lori thought the quality of the audio was not really up to standard, and the quality of the images, which I don't know. I would have to get a different camera or something because the iPad doesn't take very clear images unless I got some from some other source or they emailed them to me. But I was hoping to show you the video, and it did take a lot of work. And, I haven't done it before, but one thing is I'm not super sensitive about feedback or like criticism. I can totally take it. So if you said it, like it's pretty amateurish, I don't think so, that I could take that.
The biggest part of this commission is not just about the artist outside of this commission. It's also about all of us engaging with art in that way. And because even if it's your first time, I talked to Lori about it too. And, Lori's made 1 million videos. And so I think the best thing you could do is send it to us and let us see. And take it as a jumping off point in that sense.
All right. So Sorry.
Dinah?
I did download your video, Amy, and I can send it to the commission tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Because you're in that Dropbox link. I think
Mhm.
9.
Yeah. So if they can't get into it, I'll send it out tomorrow.
Okay, that'd be good. And then anybody could send feedback to me. But my feeling was, if it's going to be something that artists are uncomfortable with the quality, they wouldn't want me to produce that, then it's a lot of work. So I'd rather,
Well,
not
you know,
put a lot of work for.
Amy, I've got the impression that the artists here are forgiving. Yes, I get the impression that they are forgiving. And I also believe that as artists, we are more concerned about what we do than others about what we do. Okay, so I'm saying that it might be a lot better than you think. My question, I have another, so be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind, that's what I'm saying. Be kind to yourself.
I'm sure you can give me feedback. I'll take it.
And the other question I had for you is, what can you give me an example of an artist and what you attempted to do?
I interviewed her, and I wanted to have it be an interview where she told about herself and what her art is, and you can see, I could critique it and say I need more shots of her moving, I need better quality images, but you can look and see. It might be something to say maybe we shouldn't or should do. I don't know.
Okay.
I have a speaker that is a lavalier type speaker that you can wear that doesn't require the pack. It's a new version that hooks up Wi-Fi to your computer or device. So
I do a microphone like that. Mm-hmm. A lapel, like a lapel mic. It plugged into my it plugged into my iPad.
Okay. Well, we'll take a look. I'll find if you need it. Okay.
Just send it to us to see. I mean, in one way, Amy, I did you a favor, and in another way, I sent you through the gauntlet. Because Laura McKenna is one of the kindest people I know, but she's also incredibly opinionated about art. So it's very possible that we will have a different perspective than her, and also it should be a process for you,
Mm-hmm. She did say she doesn't want it published because she doesn't like it, but
I'll deal with her. But I didn't say that. I never said that. Taking that back.
So repeat it.
Let's look at it as a process. And I mean, I think it was good to give one a try. That's a difficult person to definitely interview because, she's a complicated human being. But let's just go from there because I think it's a really important project. I think that you definitely probably learned a bunch too, right?
Oh, I did. Because I didn't know how to even do anything. So you'll have to say, look she did something.
No, it's very, very hard. A lot of people don't know that. When I moved to the Southwest, it was because I had a video production company that made music videos for death metal bands.
Oh.
And I say that one of the hardest things is editing and filming. Like making videos is very difficult, and I think it's a very admirable process to go through. And so, let's see it and let's go from there before you make a judgment on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I did have to edit an hour down into 6 minutes, so that was tricky.
That's really hard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I never know what to cut with that kind of stuff. So let's go from there, and then the next person that we try, we'll give you somebody a little bit easier. Bill Higgins.
I just want to remind everybody that Nina is going to send this out to all of us, and we should keep our communications through Nina.
Okay.
Open
no
meeting.
Reply all.
Yeah.
Bill. Yeah, exactly. He's always right. So yeah, Amy, send it to us tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Nina will send it to you.
Nina will send it because Lori's Lori's very critical, which is what I love about her, but it's also not the most helpful in the situation, perhaps. But once again, I never said that, even though it's
I
on
had a
record.
good time interviewing her. I really thought she was a great person.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's a very interesting artist, and the good thing is she can also put you in touch with everybody who's in that building. You know?
Oh,
Yes.
So, but we'll go from there. So, unless anybody has any questions, we'll go to the next item.
Okay.
So, item 9, update and discussion on the window tribute selected musicians.
Well, the selected musicians were Nowhere Man and Whiskey Girl, Terry Wolf, and Buzz Pearson. I have Danielle Panther meeting with me. Hopefully at the end of the week she can get me a lot of materials. I'm wondering who would you contact? Maybe Jenny, you would know who to contact for Terry Wolf and other information. I've got the check file pulling together photos. So that window will come together by the end of the month, but I need to collect as much material as I can, and I've got some coming, but if you guys have any help you can throw in that direction for that window, please help me.
Do you want to, with Nowhere Man and Whiskey Girl, do you need more stuff from them?
We have some great photos, and we could use that video if I can, if we can get another TV set dedicated like we have in the Bratz on the window downtown. That's got that ongoing loop of Brat parades. It'd be fun to put the ongoing loop of Nowhere Man and Whiskey Girl dancing. That would be a kind of that song that they do. That's I can't remember the name. But
So there wouldn't be any sound, but I do have a very, very large flat screen television.
you do have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Nobody loves it because it's too big. And we could probably use that.
Yeah, that would work. That'd be nice in the window. We also will put a sign in this particular window for a fundraising continuing with the window. We'll put a sign reminding people that they can buy local music through the Cigar Machine, and the KBRP radio. So we'll get some little ad in there to help. Nothing in this window is for sale otherwise. It's really just a display window. So.
Well, I have one question for you. So this window is going to probably be up for another 6 months is what we're looking at, right?
Maybe we can
would you have any interest in making this a fundraiser of some sort? And I will tell you exactly what I mean. So recently, the expats had somebody make these things for them. Have you seen these? They used to be on the back of cereal boxes.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
record.
Yeah.
So apparently you can get these made for very, very cheap, for less than $1 a piece.
Really?
It's a record that you can play.
Right.
And so we could theoretically press like some of the local musicians that are in the window on one of these. Like I think it only holds a couple songs. Like it holds like 3 songs or something. It's
we've already got that really cool, piece of wood. We've already got 500
little thing. That was maybe it was just an idea because I thought these were so cool. I was like,
They are. We should talk about it. What do you guys think? Is it just
were you saying you still have MP3 players, Sharon?
Yes, we have lots of
players.
Well, it's a cute idea, Karen. I really like it.
People say that all the time. Even Carl's like, Karen.
Sorry.
Yeah, my son. That's my son.
No, it could also be just like a collector's item, even because it's cute and reminds you of, it's nostalgic, the record that you have. And
Well, at some
even
point,
people didn't want to play it.
do something with some of these because they're so cheap to make. That's what I love.
How do you do it?
The real problem that I have is that it's just more stuff in the world and plastic stuff, and I hate plastic stuff. So.
No, but it's a record, Sharon. It's a record. Music.
Karen?
It can't be that bad.
No, it can't be that. That's true.
Jenny?
How would you produce that? What's involved?
There's a company that makes them for you. So they're less than $1 a piece.
Wow.
I know.
So you were thinking to have those in the window for sale?
Yeah.
That was one thing that I had thought, but Sharon's right. We do have the MP3 players. I was just thinking of another angle with making money, which is my evil side. So, but I just thought they were so wonderfully novel. that if we made a record of like the musicians who had recently passed, you know, or in the last few years, and had a few songs, it would be something that Bisbee would love.
Yeah. Everybody needs to have a turntable, and not everybody does.
Nobody has a turntable.
Be surprised though. Everybody, there are a lot of people that have one.
My kids have them, but that's my kids.
Anyway, let me do a little bit of research and I'll come back with you. But I thought it was really cute because they're so cheap, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a collector's item, so in that sense. But
got an idea for turning it into a fundraising window. I mean, we don't get to have any events again for a while. So if you got any ideas, that's one, and that's good. Yay.
Or using the MP3s, putting the songs on the MP3 players that you already have.
Right, that's a doable thing too.
Yeah, we'd have to get permission from those people. Are any of those people on a label or I don't know who's on their, I don't know who's their man, like who watches their estate or anything.
I don't either.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas, we'll put it on the agenda next time. So what are we looking at time-wise, Sharon, for the window?
The end of the month, we're going to change the window out. So, and we also have been invited to help them finish the back of the wall. So we'll repaint the wall from that bright pink to something that's more, I don't know, jazzy. I don't know. But what I need is more material. So who do I contact about Terry Wolf? And who do I contact?
I would start with Barbara at Mimosa.
Barb at Mimosa. Okay.
I would also ask John Cortez, but probably Barbara's a good place to start.
For Terry Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about Nowhere Man and Whiskey Girl? I know that what was his name? Oh, Bridget. Thank you. Okay, and I know Chuck File is going to offer whatever photos he's taken of these guys for free, and we can enlarge them. So it'll be nice. Just, I'm trying to get maybe Buzz Pearson's guitar, things. So any kind of paraphernalia, I hope to find too. Anything, maybe Barb has something at Terry Wolf's, so if you guys think of anything, help me.
Yeah, sure. Did you talk to Rachel or
Rachel?
Buzz's Rachel Allen Dennis? Buzz's kid?
Yeah, I don't know her.
I can put you in contact with her. Just text me tomorrow.
Okay.
Message me through Nina, which is what you're supposed to do. That sounds good. I can help you with a few of those things. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Mm-mm.
We're just mostly looking for photographs, or are you looking for all sorts of items?
The items, like I said, a guitar would be really nice. I'm not sure what people have. There were posters of Nowhere Man and Whiskey Girl. That what was the guy that lived here?
Jimmy Giannotti.
Yeah, Jimmy would be able to help us with. So, does anybody know how to get a hold of him?
I do.
Okay.
You do it, Karen.
Yeah, I can get a hold of him. We can see if we'll get some of his posters. That's great.
Yeah, and if he's got Buzz Pearson and the Soul Senders posters, I mean, whatever he has of any of those four artists, Nowhere Man, Whiskey Girl, Terry Wolf, Buzz Pearson. Okay?
Okay.
I do have a question.
Angela?
Once the items are all gathered, what's the process? I wasn't involved yet when you put together the last window to actually put it together.
We'll ask Nina to call a quorum, which means that legally we can all be together and discuss something that is city business.
Oh,
Once
okay.
we're ready for the date, and then we'll all get together and we can work on the window together if you guys feel comfortable with that.
Yes.
I promise I won't hug and kiss everybody.
No hugging and kissing. So yeah, we'll get together. We got some snacks last time. We got to put the window together.
Okay, all right.
It was fun. We had a good time.
It was really fun. And Karen brought popcorn, so that made it even better.
Apparently I always have popcorn. That's what I have.
It won't be as hot this time. It was really hot in that window.
No. So yeah, just look out for emails, Angela, because we'll start putting that together sometime this month. So
Okay, all right.
I'll help you with getting some. I can help you get some of that stuff too. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Mm-mm.
So then we'll go along to item 10, discussion and possible approval to hold the grant funding informational session on Monday, March 15th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m. I guess since I'm running that, I have absolutely no problem with that. It's fairly soon, so we got 2 weeks. But we can announce that as soon as we vote on it, right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to hold a Zoom meeting and invite community members to attend that are interested in grant funding. And essentially they get to bombard me with questions and I get to try and answer them.
Yes.
It sounds like a a circle of hell, but I'm willing to do it for the goodness of art.
You need a motion?
I do need a motion, please, sir.
I move that we have a session on March 15th to discuss grant funding.
And also, as a reminder for all of you, Nina is nice enough to write the motion as it should be read below the item. So you want to read that item below the, do you have your agenda?
It's on a different screen.
Okay.
I can.
Bill, do you move to approve to hold the grant funding informational session on Monday, March 15th, 2021 at 5:30 p.m.?
I so move.
I second.
All right, Juanetta seconds. All ayes.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion approved. I would appreciate it if all of you guys would be there for that, okay?
Yes, I have it on my calendar.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Nina. And I'll call you the next couple of days and we'll figure that out, okay? So what that is exactly as it says, it'll be an informational session for community members who want to get grant funding this year, since this year's a little bit weird, And I would love for all of you guys to be there. So with that said, item 11, discussion and possible approval to publish the grant funding advertising on the last Thursday of each month for the next 6 months, and then reevaluate. And this because we're going to do some rolling grant funding, so we want to get as many people involved, Does anybody have any questions about that? I have a question, which is, how much does that mean, Nina?
What?
Yeah. What is an ad run?
Like financially. How much
I'm
does it
not
cost
sure.
each time?
I'm not sure, but I thought if we went ahead and approved it, you could set a limit if you wanted to, or I could just put the limit on the next agenda. But I haven't gotten a quote from her because I will ask for the ones that need to be, that were not printed correctly the first time, if we could have a couple of those free.
Okay, that's great. And that was pointed out by Sharon. They got misprinted. Also, Miss Laura Swan is very busy talking about stairs right now, so I understand that it's taking quite a while. But do I have a motion then?
Yes. Let me get it pulled up.
Okay.
I'll move to approve publish the grant funding advertising on the last Thursday of each month for the next 6 months, and then we'll reevaluate.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Who was that? All right. All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? So then we are going to publish the grant funding advertising on the Thursday of each month for the last Thursday of each month for the next 6 months. That's great. So that'll get that word out there too, and we'll keep on putting it on Facebook and stuff, and we will try and advertise heavily on the fact that we're going to do a informational session, because those are usually pretty helpful to people.
Mm-hmm.
So item 12, what about future agenda items? So does anybody have anything that they've been burning to talk about?
Looks like we've got a lot of items on table right now.
Yeah, and we're going to continue having a lot of these items on the agenda because they're ongoing.
Perhaps we need to add the neighbor social media participation services in the services herald. Whether or not we want to do that, does that have to be added to our agenda, Nina?
We should probably talk
Yes.
about it. Sure.
Yeah, it should be added. I can add it to the next time, but I'll send out the email tomorrow, but then I'll have the email attached to the next agenda.
Okay, all right. Anything else? And if you guys don't think about it tonight, but you think about it in the next few weeks, just send Nina an email and ask to have an item put on there, and we can approve to have it put on the agenda, you know? If you suddenly realize like something that you really want to work on or something that needs attention in our community, you can always add that agenda item after this evening. Just as a reminder, but otherwise, Nina, we'll talk about it, but I think that mostly we're going to probably have quite a few repeats of the last time, okay?
Yep.
All right. Any questions?
Okay.
Yep. Then, Bill Higgins, do I have a motion?
I'll move to adjourn.
That's his favorite.
I'll fix it.
Do I have a second from Stetter?
Yeah.
All ayes?
Aye.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll all be in touch.